What's up, snipers? Stock Sniper Nick here, and tonight we're going to be going over the watch list for tomorrow morning, which is Wednesday, March 31st. Last day of March. If you're brand new, welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We actually do this watch list video every single Tuesday night, so you can tune in with us to see the stocks that we're talking about for tomorrow morning. Before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to the Sniper team. If you really like the way that we trade, you can check out our website, www.thestocksnipers.com. And I want to give a quick shout out to our boy JVan, SniperJvan, in the Sniper chat, being able to bag a $600 bag today, but also I passed his stats, his trading stats on Profitly, and I wanted to share that with the group because it is unbelievable. I'm surprised he hasn't even brought it up yet, so I just want to give him a shout out. JVan has actually passed $100,000 in trading profits in 2021. The man has made over $100,000. So big shout out, JVan. This is him talking about it in the chat here. You know, today he said sold ADHC for $660. And he said, I shouldn't be complaining about making $600 though. But if you saw that stock actually had a very impressive spike. You know, as we scroll down, I said, JVan, is this you on your Profitly? I just passed it. He said, that is me. And then he said, that is the Snipers, baby. March has been crazy rough for me, but I've refined the fundamentals to improve and keep grinding. Before joining, I think I was around 38% win rate, but now I'm at 65%. Let's check out his profit chart. Look at this man's profit chart. Big shout out, brother. This is unbelievable. You've been grinding with us for over 2 years now, so this is definitely all deserved. You know, to me, I feel like you deserve even more. So get ready. Big things are coming. But this is just awesome to see that hard work finally paying off. He's going 65%. He's actually making 18% on each trade. Unbelievable. And like he said, the Sniper way. And this is fucking crazy to see. But this is the first of many, man. This is hard work. Again, he's been with us for 2 years. We definitely have tried to refine our processes through these 2 years, so thanks for being patient with us, JVan. But look at this. Finally, after, you know, sticking to it and sticking to the grind, this man has had an unbelievable year so far, and he just ripped it starting last year, really, where we really started to get the consistency. As you could see, the beginning of 2020, it looks like he was down $4. But since then, you know, I think he signed up in 2019, but since then, look at this. It's just been straight up. And, you know, he started it last year, and then he really got the push this year. Unbelievable, man. He was at $155,000 in profits at one point. That is great to see. Just had to give that quick shout out. All the snipers, make sure you shout out JVan. All right. So now we got some stocks to talk about. Let's dive into the stocks for tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning is Wednesday, March 31st. Welcome to our watch list page. So we actually do this every single night for our members on our website, but every Tuesday we share it with the YouTube fam. So I'm gonna go over the stocks. The first stock that we're gonna talk about is Pong F. This is the OTC stock that you're seeing on Thinkorswim over here to the right. This is on our watch list because it is lining up with one of the patterns that we like to play called that 52-week breakout, which is that key spot of 105, the last spot it topped out at before it dipped. Today, it had a very nice first green day, and it's starting to approach that spot. So we are eyeing it down to see if it can test that and potentially continue tomorrow. So let's read what we wrote about it. We said Atari, which a lot of you guys know about this company, is an NFT penny stock that is approaching its all-time high after a good first green day. So we're watching to see if it continue over that breakout. Pong F gapped up this morning and made a nice trading range between 95 and 99. So we're going to go into the 1 minute and see that trading range. And, you know, in Power Hour, it really held that 95 spot good, but it could never come up to 99. And that's what we wanted to see. We were really interested in this in Power Hour, but it never got that volume at the end of the day to give it a push to come up there and test that 99-cent area. So we stayed back. The last breakout for Pong F was very nice. It ran multiple days. As you can see here, it had multiple green days. So the fact that it can continue, we'll be keeping an eye on it to see if this thing could actually push. And if this thing does push, it might give some life to some of the other OTC NFT plays that got hot because NFT became a hot sector. And now they're kind of all fading away a little bit besides this one. So if this one gets that spike and gets a push over the breakout, you never know. You can see some other ones like IPNFF, and the other one that we're going to talk about, the stock we're in overnight, TTCM. We could potentially see those ones perk up and start to push. So keep an eye on this one, and let's see what can happen. The snipers that are in, you want to make sure it holds that 92.5 to continue tomorrow. So let's see. Let's get that push tomorrow. TTCM. So this is actually the stock that we bought today. And we bought it because, check this out. On Monday, TTCM decided to join the hot sector, and they announced NFT news. And so the NFT sector is really hot, like we were saying. And this one spiked 100% yesterday, going from the sub-penny land, pretty much, right at a penny, to top out at 0.024. So we didn't want to reach because even though it was a breakout, it was already up over 100%. So we stayed back. And when something is overextended on the day like this, first green day being up over 150%, you do not want to chase. That's where you can get caught up in those panics in the morning, because there's a lot of people who bought up in this 2 cent to 4 cent area. And then today when it opened, this thing started to panic right away, and all those people started to panic as well because a lot of people bought. VWAP, this is all buyers above VWAP. All these people over here were up. And then today, instantly, right when the bell rings in the first minute, all those guys are down. And that causes the panic. Now, the first panic wasn't good enough for us. We wanted to see it go down a little bit more. So when we saw it bottom at 1.4, you can see it didn't really bounce. We decided we'll set a low ball limit in down here at 1.27. And it actually slowly trickled. And we got a little bit of a dump here at 10.57. And boom, it filled us. So ideally, we wanted to see it bounce 15 to 20%. Really, we actually only got an 8 to 9% bounce, unfortunately. And after that, the volume kind of died out, so it started to fade away. So this just shows, guys, defense comes into play. We're not 100%. This is not an exact science. And a lot of times when you watch this videos, you'll see stocks that we're up in. So this is good to talk about one that we're actually playing defense in. Now, going into the close, we figured we could get one more push to sell into. Unfortunately, it didn't ever get that bounce, so that way, we could break even or only lose a little bit. So even though it didn't get that bounce, we're not always perfect. That's why we say when you see our buy and sell alerts, just kind of note it and use the patterns that we're playing as guidance. And then you create your own plan if you're going to get into this stock. We decided with our plan, when it does take a little bit more of a bounce, we can get out. But this one never really did. However, it did hold a support of 0.0114 into the close. So that is our official cut tomorrow. Ideally, we could get a gap up and recover, most of our loss. If not, even get a win, with these NFT stocks heating up. 114 was that clear bottom in the last hour or 2 hours, really. So we're going to go ahead and leave that as our cut. Ideally, we could get a bounce, but sometimes it doesn't happen. So if not, we'll go ahead and cut this one and move on. That's all it is. Move on to the next one. There will be better ones out there that will wipe out 5-10% losses. Next group of stock, guys. The next group of stocks are 2 OTC breakouts. One is actually still an OTC breakout that's pushing in motion. That's LTNC. And the other one, GTII. This one pushed past this 52-week breakout for 4 days, but finally got its first red day today. But we're watching both for a panic. So let's talk about why we're watching both to see if they can get those morning panics. And keep in mind, guys, as you saw with the last one, TTCM, this is one of the trickier patterns of our 4 patterns that we teach. This is probably the hardest one to play. That's why we say at first, when you're first joining, we want you to learn those other 2 patterns, and then after you learn those, you start to dive into these ones because it happens so quick. We're actually looking for that 15 to 20% bounce in the next 15, 30 minutes to an hour, and that's really it. We want to see it happen quick, and if you don't get a good buy spot, these ones could be really risky. So for the panic dip buys, if you are newer, just watch us play them at first. Watch us talk about them. There's usually one on every watch list. So these are great morning plays to be able to take advantage of, especially in OTC land when there's always stocks that are overextended. So they're going to get pullback. So let's talk about this, and I hope you guys pick up some things for the next couple panic dip buys that'll be on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday's watch list. So for tonight's watch list, we have LTNC and GTII. LTNC broke out on Friday, and then it continued Monday and today. So today, we thought it would actually panic. But the fact that it held again and it pushed, now it's over 100% pretty much over its breakout. Now we're looking for that panic dip buy. And it's the fact that it didn't happen today. This thing is definitely going to panic. It's just a matter of when. Look at the last time this broke out. This one panicked in one day from 4.4 all the way to the 167 area. Unbelievable. So we do believe the panic is coming. LTNC, if you guys are new to trading OTCs with us, is actually probably one of the most actively pumped stocks right now. If you go on Twitter, they have a huge following. They've been pumping their stock all over social media. So once those promoters, make enough, I feel like this is already enough for them. They're going to start to dump this stock, and when they start to dump it, it's going to cause a panic for everyone else who bought up here that don't know better. So if this one does start to panic, we'd love to see that, 30, 40, 50% pullback. This one is definitely overextended, so we got to see a big pullback. And the breakout was the 0.045 cent area. So ideally, it could break under, this 5 cent area that it was holding on Monday. Then we'll be interested in a potential panic dip buy if it breaks that spot. So let's watch LTNC. Definitely a panic coming. If not tomorrow, then definitely this week. So definitely keep your eye on this one. And GTII, check this one out. We are watching this one for a panic because this one finally had its first red day, and it's down 37% after, like I said, after it broke out and continued for 1, 2, 3, 4 straight days. On the 5th gap up here, it gets a sell-off, and when it gets the sell-off in the morning, you get a panic, and then it just starts to gradually downtrend all day, closing down 37%. This is why we say never reach. The first day of the breakout is the only day we're really looking to play, and for it to continue after that, that was a beautiful setup. After the breakout, it did continue all the way from the 159 to 455. But now that it pulled back, the panic wasn't good enough, wasn't sharp enough today. But if it panics again tomorrow, another 30, 40%, that could be very nice for the panic dip buy, because now it's down all the way down from 455. Ideally, it can come down to the low 2s or even the high 1s where it broke out. And if it does come down to that area, this one could look really nice for that potential, quick 20, 30% bounce. With these dip buys, things happen quick. And when, the dip is big, the bounce could be even bigger, especially on a big overextended play like this. So we got our eye on both of these ones. These ones will be exciting ones to watch. Let's see what will happen tomorrow with these bad boys. All right, snipers. So that wraps it up for tonight. Hope you guys picked up some good tips. Hope you guys picked up some new good tickers. To the sniper team, we got webinar Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll be going over our week of trading. To the YouTube team, we'll be back here next Tuesday night. Much love, everybody. Talk to you guys later. Stock Sniper Nick is out.